How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Today I'm working on the 2015 ISX 15 liter. Looking at some fault codes here. Driver complaint: can't pull 40,000 pounds up a hill. Check engine light comes on, D-rate, just can't pull. So today I'm working on the fault codes, and they're all inactive. No codes are active at all. Taking a look at this, I'm going to look at the highest counted fault. It should be the 0687. It should be the turbocharger #1 speed. Data is valid but below normal operating range. Moderately severe level. Low turbocharger speed detected by the ECM. And this is a variable reluctance speed sensor. I cruise down here to Shop Talk. Damaged turbocharger speed sensor, or damaged engine harness, or a damaged ECM. And I'm going to read down here at the bottom. In very rare cases, it has been shown that the turbocharger can cause this fault code to come active, and turbocharger replacement may be the only way to clear the fault code. Say I'm just arming myself with some information here. And right now I'm going to be looking at this intake manifold pressure. The data is valid, but it is below normal operating range. I do have this sensor pulled, and I did take a look at it after arming myself here. Conditions for setting this fault is that the manifold pressure reading was below expected level for the engine operating conditions. And to validate this repair, it is necessary to operate the vehicle on either a dynamometer or either drive the vehicle to get the engine loaded high enough for this diagnostics to run. That's why I pulled the sensor and I looked at it to see if it was dirty, loaded up with soot to give an incorrect reading, and I will give you a shot of that. Right now I'm going to move on to another fault code here, and I'm going to move on to the 2387. Look at the flow chart on this. It's inactive, and it happened once. During the visual inspection, I did see that the actuator has been replaced. And right here, the probable causes of this fault code is a malfunctioning turbocharger. I will give you a shot of that when I get out of the truck here on the visual inspections that I performed on this diagnosis. I did pull the actuator off. This will cause this fault code, and it will cause this fault code because I have it off of the turbocharger VGT. And here again I'm going to attack the most counted fault 29 times. Which is a speed sensor for the turbo. I'm definitely going to visually inspect this sensor, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, and I will give you a shot of that. But first we're going to take a look at the pressure sensor on the intake. There's what the sensor looks like. I'll set it up, give me a little bit of direction. Alright, I'm going to move on. I have these pair of pliers, needle nose pair of pliers, checking for in play, in and out. Do not see or feel any. I had the VGT removed, and I'm going to check to make sure that this flows back and forth easy, and it does. There's nothing wrong with the VGT vane. Then I moved on to the speed sensor. Check the wiring. There's the wiring harness for the speed sensor for the VGT. Broken wire. Just want to get you guys a shot of that. This is all during the visual inspection. Going back to the laptop. Alright, you guys. Armed myself up with a little bit of information before I gave myself the visual inspection, and you've seen what we found. Found broken wire. What kind of confuses me about this one, it says data is valid but below normal operating range. Okay, that's telling me that the ECM is receiving good data from the sensor, and it is a variable reluctance sensor. Well, I'm going to, this turbo is getting a new speed sensor. And come to think of it, I have that sensor unplugged and the key is on, and we're viewing fault codes here, and there's no active codes for the sensor at all. Well guys, appreciate you watching. This VGT or turbocharger is definitely getting a speed sensor. With all these inactive codes, and the driver brought it in, there's no active engine light, no fault codes that are active. This is definitely getting a brand new speed sensor, not butt connecting it. And we're going to clear these codes out, and it's going to get test driven under a load to verify the driver's complaint. I think this is definitely a cause and effect of the speed sensor, and all the other sensors are being affected by this. Definitely the intake pressure, definitely everything is going to be affected by the turbo speed. If that speed sensor is not reading correctly, it doesn't know the value. It's going to set these codes. And I definitely will be doing a VGT calibration. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully it saved somebody some time. And I will be marking this video the 0687. Turbocharger #1 speed. Hopefully it saves somebody some time, help somebody in the future, and possibly myself in the future. Definitely a good lesson learned, and I'll definitely be going to bed tonight smarter than what I woke up.